Hey guys, my name is Abdul and today I'll be giving you a brief description of what forensic chemistry is and also what forensic chemists do. Some other stuff I'll be talking about is brief description of the job, what the work environment is, what the salary can be, and many more. So sit back and stay tuned. First off, let's talk about what forensic chemists actually do. Forensic chemists analyze unknown chemicals found in a crime scene and identify the cause of death based on the chemicals used. Since sugar, flour, salt all look the same, they tend to have different characteristics and different impact on human body. Therefore, the forensic chemists need to know what chemical was used. Forensic chemists often work in a crime laboratory with hazardous chemicals. Patience is needed since they may stand or sit for a long period of time performing repetitive tasks. In this case, they will be analyzing chemicals. If forensic chemists are not in a laboratory, they are in a crime scene to gather evidence and to collect chemicals. The salary of a forensic chemist ranges between $39,000 and $66,000 Canadian dollars. This is well above the average salary in Canada. Salary significantly depends on the crime rates. As more crime rates occur, forensic chemists will be called more. On the other side, low crime rates means that they won't be in work, leading to a low salary. For example, a forensic chemist in Mississauga may not earn as much as a forensic chemist in Chicago, since both cities have different crime rates. First step to become a forensic chemist is to graduate from a trusted university with a bachelor's degree. This occupation requires courses in chemistry, biology, math, and finally English. You may ask, why English? Well, English is used when a forensic chemist justifies his evidence in court, in front of many people, and most importantly, a judge. This needs strong communication skills. Getting some training in communication skills will be needed for that. Also, passing the criminal investigation test, and finally, training in note-taking. A variety of skills are needed to become a successful forensic chemist. Skills needed are strong oral communication, strong note-taking skills, ability to multitask, gathering evidence and being able to work with them, testifying in court, and finally proper and safe use of laboratory equipment. How is chemistry used in forensic science? Well, forensic chemists are needed in a crime scene to identify unknown chemicals. A common scenario is when a victim of serious car crash is injured. Forensic chemists will then be called upon to take a blood sample from the victim. This is to determine whether the person was driving drunk at the time of the accident. The blood sample will then be analyzed in a laboratory using expensive technology to identify any alcohol in the blood. Common technology used in the crime scenes is to identify unknown chemicals is drug testing. This tool makes the analyzing of chemicals easier and more efficient. Gas chromatography is another tool used by forensic chemists. This tool isolates drugs from other chemicals used in the crime scene. This can be helpful to forensic chemists since they can now directly identify what the chemical is with nothing else mixed in. Many may ask how this occupation can affect society. Well, as humans, knowing that consequences will follow, many may avoid doing the action based on the consequences. In this case, when criminals know that they were proven guilty by forensic chemists and the high technological equipment, they may try to avoid or not perform the crime to begin with. Since they can also help create an equitable society. Since forensic chemists work with police departments, they help maintain a just, fair community. Economic impact. Some economic impacts can be that forensic chemists use very expensive equipment. This can cause a country to overspend on these tools and leave other major problems that are still going around. If inexpensive tools are used, forensic chemists will be forced with cheaper equipment. This is where social impact kicks in, because it can impact the results, leading to injustice. For example, innocent people might be punished for something they didn't, while guilty ones are set free. In many labs, mercury thermometers are used. This can harm the environment if disposed incorrectly or if leakage occurs. Some effects of mercury on the environment include contamination of air and water. Contaminated fish with mercury can also have side effects on humans, because if humans eat contaminated fish, we will also be negatively affected. The demand in Canada for forensic chemists may not be as high as other countries, since the crime is relatively low. But as the crisis in the world occurs almost every day, more and more forensic doctors will be needed. Although the occupation is not highly demanded in Canada, forensic chemistry grows up by almost 19% every year, just as the average job rates in Canada. After you obtain your forensic science degree, you can apply to many other occupations that are closely related. For example, with your forensic science, you can become a toxicologist, you can also become an analytic chemist, or even a biomedical scientist. The greatest benefit to become a forensic chemist is that every day there is a new activity, a new crime scene. This can mean that you will encounter new problems and new activities. Moreover, your work will never get repetitive or boring. Other advantages include the salary is higher than the average salary in Canada, and finally, you will definitely meet new people, since new activities are created every day. The biggest disadvantage of becoming a forensic chemist can come after you gather evidence and perform a tiring work in the lab. Justifying in court will have to take place. which can take a long time and can also become boring. Other disadvantages include every mistake is accountable for. That means that one mistake can prove a guilty person free, or it can punish an innocent soul. Lastly, amount of work cannot be estimated. Some days can have very high workload, while others there's a little to do. The end. Thank you for listening.